Have you ever thought about how many blessings are packed into a slice of bread? When you get up in the morning and the toast pops out of the toaster, do you fall on the kitchen floor on your knees and raise your hands in worship? Well, if not, you probably haven't read the ingredients in that slice of bread. Just back up and think about the goodness of God's heart when He gives us bread. I mean, He had to give good land, right? Good soil that could make the grain grow. And then He had to give good weather. There had to be enough sunshine and enough rain for the grain to sprout. And then there had to be good workers. There had to be farmers who would plant the seed and those who would harvest it. There had to be people who work at the bakery and those who package the bread. There has to be the teenager at the grocery store who puts the loaf on the shelf. And if that weren't enough, then there would have to be money and goods. I couldn't just walk in empty-handed into the grocery store. I'd have to have money in my pocket, which God gave. And He would have to give me safety on the drive back home. And then He'd have to give me a good government who wouldn't stop me and confiscate all the food for itself. And then He'd have to give me good neighbors. As I was unloading the groceries, no one took the stuff from my van. And then He'd have to give me good health, an appetite that would want to eat this bread. And then He'd have to give me house and home, a pantry where I could store the bread so the animals wouldn't get to it. Have you ever thought about the ingredients in your toast? That we have a God who gives. Now think about the goodness and the giving heart of God when you think about Jesus' prayer from Matthew chapter 6, where He taught us to pray, "Our Father in heaven, give us today our daily bread." If you ever struggle with generosity, fear of money, fear of not having enough, why don't you make a piece of toast? And if your faith isn't strengthened by the goodness and generosity of God, put peanut butter on top and start again.
Did you realize that your money really isn't yours? It's God's money, which is why it's so important for us to be responsible with the money God has entrusted to us. Learn how to do this with Pastor Mark Jeske's book, Money Talk. Proven principles from God's Word to help you operate in His financial wisdom. Break free from the lie that money makes the world go round and discover what happens when you view and use money God's way.